Yeah, I played Dragon's Dogma a bit. Played it last night. Yeah, I guess I put like maybe 4 or 5 hours back into it, and I played it a bit more, which was good. Like I was glad to play it some more and get into it. I guess I could talk about this. I saw like I just briefly like scrolled down. There's a lot of comments about this, right? People are talking about this. I give me a second. I'll like just address everything real quick. You got roasted YouTube comments too? Yeah, people weren't happy. I wanna promise you guys something, okay? I will promise you that every new game I play will be exactly like this. That's right. It will be exactly like this. I have a really hard time picking up new concepts, new ideas on stream, especially. Like, streaming is like, I get how... So people get mad, right? And they're like, oh, well, why didn't he see this? Why didn't he do this? Because I'm distracted by streaming. It's really distracting. Talking all the time, being on camera, reading chat constantly, playing the video game, thinking about the game, thinking about what I'm saying, it's hard to do this. And if you think it's easy to do this, start streaming, be successful at it. Okay, this is very important because I could very easily sit there and not interact with chat at all. But if you want to interact with chat and you want to talk to people, it's going to be really hard to do both things. And if you think it's not, then you should start streaming and see if you can do it better than me. Because I can't do it. Like, for me, it's so distracting. Like, it's like basically dividing my brain into, like, you know, a fucking pizza, and I only have, like, 1 or 2 slices to give the game, right? And so whenever I'm playing a new game on stream, like, I'm already, like, really slow on uptaking new information because I get overwhelmed really, really fast, right? Like, I'll get, like, as soon as I see too many things, I'm just like, okay, I'll mentally, like, kind of shut down. And I actually, like, really, like, I genuinely don't like playing new games on stream, especially ones that are complex RPGs. That's why, like, for example, I quit playing Grand Blue Fantasy on stream. I totally quit playing that game on stream because I don't like learning things on stream. It's very, very simple. And the reason why is that, so I know this is like a, like it's a, like, not hoax, but it's like pseudoscience, right? Is like the left and right hemispheres of your brain. But like, just look at that as like a metaphor, right? And so like, one hemisphere of my brain is like my logical, like, calculated mind. And the other hemisphere is my streaming brain. And these are complete opposites. And so whenever I'm using my streamer brain to do things, this is like mentally the exact opposite of me using like my analytical, like, thinking brain. Like, this is the, I cannot think of anything that is more the opposite of that than streaming. Because it's so, like, you're reading like 50 messages at a chat, you're reading everything else. That's not pseudoscience. Yeah, I think that, like, some people think like one hemisphere of your brain is like, you know, logical, the other one is emotional. I heard that was pseudoscience. I don't know the details, right? I'm not a fucking brain scientist. So, like, I'm just using this as a metaphor, right? What are we doing talking about, like, whether the metaphor is accurate? Like, you guys can see clearly what the metaphor is. And so anyway, whenever I play a new game, I struggle, like, trying to figure out, like, kind of how to balance that out. And too much things to handle. Yes, exactly. It's too much things for me to handle. So I want to promise you guys that every single time that I play a new game, I will have a mental shutdown like this. It actually makes me dread and not like playing new games on stream. That doesn't mean I won't do it at all, but I just want you guys to understand that on the first day of a new game, I'm probably not enjoying myself. I don't enjoy it. And so that's literally all there is to it. You explain it each time, but people never seem to understand. We don't mind watching you, take your time learning as part of the game. No, again, like, there are a lot of people that, and if you think that, like, whenever I play a game like this, you think that I'm, like, stupid, okay, fine, right? I guess I'm stupid. But I can't fix this problem. I've tried for 5 years. For 5 years, I've streamed these other games. I've tried to do it. And I have failed every single time. It has been a disaster every single time for 5 years. So at this point, I do my best, but you should expect that it will be the worst. Because this is just not what my brain is programmed to do. I can't think like this. I can't process information like this. it doesn't happen. So if people expect me to go in and play one of these games and understand it and be able to pick up and see things on screen, you will be disappointed every single time. I'm sorry to say, chat will never understand. Right. And this is one point that I'll make. Everybody says that it's very easy to understand. I don't believe them whenever they say that. Because I've played World of Warcraft for many years. And every single MMO that I've played, every single co-op game that I've played, I have had to interact with other random players. And one thing that I've learned from interacting with other random players is that most people are really, really stupid. And everybody always likes to talk about how, oh, well, I figured this out really easily. And I think that in a lot of cases, they probably didn't. Or maybe they figured that one out, but then they got stuck on something else that was stupid for 30 minutes. Like, I actually don't like... There are people that love to talk about, oh, yeah, he's so dumb. Well, I want to see you play the game. I want to see how they're going to do it. Because the odds are, I bet it's even worse than me. I don't know if you got anxiety, but whenever I do, when I'm in public, even the simplest thing can be an issue. Yeah, I have anxiety, sure. But, I mean, does that really play into this? It's hard really to say. But, yeah, all I'm really trying to get at here is that I don't really do well processing and playing new games on stream. And I haven't really for 5 years. And I don't really see this changing at all. So if you're watching a playthrough of me playing a game that's new, you're probably going to be having a bad time. And I will be too, because I'm not, like, my brain just doesn't work that way. That's all there is to it. And I understand that, like, for some people, you might not understand, you might not get that, right? But how do people, like, in the same way, like, why do I remember, like, everything about, like, a game that I played? Like, I have very good memory. I just have very bad skills at, like, trying to, like, pick up new information. Because it takes me longer to do it. And I guess the reason why, if I wanted to, like, explain it a little bit, it's because, like, I don't really process information until I find out where it goes. So, like, if somebody just tells me something and there's no context to it, I just immediately forget it and I don't care. But, like, I usually have, like, 3 or 4 other bits of information that, like, comes together that will, like, make me remember something. And, like, it's kind of like a web, right? And so if I'm playing a new game, I don't have that. And so that's why I have a lot of these, like, really, like, kind of, like, retard moments, right? Where I just can't figure anything out. It's because of that. Because I'm just completely a fish out of water. So, yeah. And you refuse to read? No, I will read something. See, this is what you don't understand. I will read something, and then I will immediately forget it the second after I read it. Like, I can read something, and then I can be like, oh, okay. And then I do it again, and I just don't read it, because that's not the way that my brain works. Read it twice. I try to do that, and then I forget. Isn't that just being retarded? Oh, I guess I'm retarded. Like, all I'm saying is, like, I'm not going to try to, like, I'm not going to apologize for this. This is just how I am. So if you're unhappy about that, that's all there is to it. But I will absolutely say that streaming is a huge distraction. It's a massive distraction. And I understand that a lot of people might not get that because you've never been a streamer. But it is a huge distraction. Like, imagine, so I guess, like, if I had to explain, like, what streaming is like, it's like basically playing a video game in a room where there's a party in the room, and there's also multiple crying babies in the room at the same time. That's what streaming is like in terms of, like, the way that your attention is divided. It's, like, super, super, super distracting. We all process things differently. Yes, exactly. This has been a huge overreaction. Yes, exactly. Do you believe that you can train your brain? Why or why not? I think that there's, like, a, So, yes, you can train your brain, but there is also a limit to that. Like, for example, like, there are people that are just, like, going to be generally better at some things than others. So, there's, like, kind of it's like as a mage you can level strength, and as a warrior you can level intelligence, right? But you're never going to be as good as a mage if you're a warrior at casting spells or vice versa. So I think that's kind of like, yeah, you can level it up a bit, but that's it. So skill issue? Yeah, sure. I mean, like, I'm just letting you guys know that, like, if I play a new game, this is what's going to happen. I just can't I just can't do it. Like, I've tried it for 5 years, guys. Like, 6... When did I start playing Dark Souls? Because Dark Souls was, like, the main game, right? Like, I did that in, like, 2018, didn't I? Yeah, it was 2018. Because I remember... Was it? Yeah, it was. So that's, like, almost 5.5 years. But, yeah, either way, and I think, like, one good way to explain it is, like, I went back and I played the game off stream. Because... And this is kind of, like, a problem... that sometimes whenever I play a game on stream and it goes like this, right? Because like I looked and there's like, look at this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's about 5, right? I'm just scrolling down to see if there's any of those. There's like 5 posts about this. People are just, like, out of their mind because I can't play a video game like a normal person can. That's it. This is crazy. This is like, what is this? Like, what's wrong with you? Is it really that people are it's insane. What, like, I can't imagine what drives a person to do this. It's got to be mental illness, right? I mean, it's your stubbornness. But, like, why do you make a post about it, though? Like, that's what's weird. Like, especially whenever you see that there's, like, 3 of them and you think, oh, I'm going to make another one. Yeah, why is it, like, so a video game streamer is stubborn, so you want to write out, like, an essay about why they're stubborn? That's crazy. Yeah, like, what the hell? Like, that's so weird. Makes a post, needs 300 idiots to upvote it. Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, they want attention. Yeah, I guess so. I'll read some of the things here, right? God, I hate dumb Zach. Every time he plays a popular game with a lot of viewers, his IQ suddenly drops to 6, and he starts overreacting to the littlest shit. Yeah, that's right. And I can promise you, every new game that I play will be like this. Because I have a problem with my brain with processing new information. Is a genuine problem. And you can go back 5 years ago, before I kind of like realized this, because I kept playing new games, right? Like I would play, Hollow Knight. I played Metro Exodus. That was really bad, right? And then I played like Dark Souls. And if you look, every single new game, Witcher, same thing, Apex, same thing, every single new game, this happens with. Every single new game. Sorry. That's just the way it is. Yeah, that's just the fuck. Yeah, even Hollow Cure? Yeah. I get overwhelmed by the smallest things. Yeah, I don't think like other people do. Straight up. Like, I just don't. And so, things that make sense to other people don't make sense to me. Do you think does this happen whenever you're not streaming? It does, but it's like 10% as effective. So, like, for example, like, it will happen whenever I'm not streaming, but to the extent that it happens is, like, way, way less. Because I can just stop. I explained this last night. They still can't comprehend. It's not about your skill issue anymore. It's about theirs. Well, for me, again, it's just, I mean, mainly it's streaming, right? So I went back, and some people were unhappy. I'll actually show you guys real quick. I actually played the game quite a bit last night, and let's see if I can get back on. Oh, I remember what happened. Yeah, I was running to a town, and then I started interacting with an NPC that, like, could only take damage from magic, and then it killed one of my pawns, and then I was trying to run away from it because I aggroed the elite version of it, and then my game had a critical error. Yeah, I was right here. So I got my sword, and I've got, like, the characters, and so the game had a crit error, and it crashed. And at that point, I just decided that it was a better idea to just kind of, like, stop playing. Like, that's it, it's over. And so, yeah, I got the two-handed sword. I set all this stuff up, got my equipment. Apparently, I got this, like, chest piece thing. I upgraded this 2 times, got the new weapon. Upgraded this once. I don't think I'm going to upgrade it again. It doesn't really seem like it's necessary. Got this gear. Got actually McConnell's gear, too. Set up some of his, like, buffs and everything for, like, his spells. And yeah, I have to figure out like how to get this thing. I don't know where this is. Picked up some more quests, went through that, did like other thing. Yeah, so I have no problem. Like I went through like this forest. I had to like find this witch in the woods, which was actually pretty cool because you couldn't see the map. And yeah, I went through everything, right? It's not really a big deal. But just doing something like that on stream is really hard for me to do. Like that's fuck, like I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like I'm just super fucking distracted playing a new game on stream. So like whenever I play a game like this, actually I can just alt F4 this, doesn't really matter. But yeah, I played. I hope you had fun off stream. Yeah, and so I just like at a certain point, it's like where's the upside whenever I'm playing a game on stream and everybody's calling you retarded, people are mad, you're getting hate thread after hate thread, you're not enjoying the game because you don't really focus on it whenever you're streaming. Like at what point is this an upside? Where's the upside? There's really not, is there? There's no upside here. So that's why I just stopped playing. It's strange that in your reactions you can compose yourself very well. Compose your thoughts very well. That's because I already knew what I was going to say. So, in general, like, very rarely do I have to, like, completely think about new things in the way that I look at a new game. So, I think that's also the main reason. Why do you care what people think, though? Well, because I want the people that are watching the stream to have a good time, and I want people to enjoy the stream. Yeah, that's why. And also, like, I don't want people to do that. Like, it's not that I really, like, I don't go and, like, lay down and cry because of this or something like that. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, this is so horrible. How is this happening to me? No, but it's just like, if I could live in one world or another world, why would I want to live in the world where people are being actively hostile and really mad? Why would I want to create that type of environment for myself voluntarily? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? They're right, though? Well, sure, they're right. But, like, let's say that they're right. What does that have to do with me, though? Why would I care so if everybody's calling you retarded and you're actually retarded, does that mean that you should want to be called retarded? No. No. It doesn't make it any better. What's the logic there? Yeah, yeah, what the fuck? It's their issue. Yeah, exactly. Watch the VOD. Not sure why people are mad. You were playing normally. Yeah, that's all there is to it. This person should be banned. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go through and permaban all these people. Maybe not every single poster, but almost every single one of them. I don't want to provide a platform for these kinds of people to do this. I think it's very weird, and it's just like this weird parasocial behavior that you know, a lot of viewers do. And yeah, I don't want to have that in my life. That's it. Just divided attention? Yeah. And also, like, there's another factor, is that I don't really think that Dragon's Dogma is a good stream game. So the reason why I don't think so, and this is going to be something that is going to be hard for people to understand, because many people in chat, there's a lot of people in chat that think that streaming is easy, and so they think they understand streaming. Please, trust me, it's not as it's easy, but it's not as easy as you might think. So Dragon's Dogma has a lot of things that are effectively, like, bad for stream content. So, like, number one is it's not very visually appealing. Like, the game doesn't look very good. It looks very dated. And I think that, I mean, it's the same with Skyrim or any other game, right? This isn't like an accusation of the game, right? But there's also a lot of reading you have to do. There's a lot of menus you have to go through as well. And like, figuring out and, like, navigating menus like that is, like, really hard to do on stream. It's annoying to do. Then on top of that, there's a lot of kind of, I guess you would call recursive gameplay, which is like downtime gameplay. So, like, for example, you have to run all the way to one place and then you have to run all the way back, right? There's a lot of travel time. Like, this is a lot of bad time. And so also the combat doesn't really show numbers. I think combat that shows numbers is generally more accessible for a viewer because they can follow along with what's happening more. And this is from my experience being a streamer for like 7 years. So this is the reason why I think that. I guess it just depends on the streamer, if the game is good for stream or not. Yeah, no, and there's definitely, like, there's some streamers that are better at playing games like that than others, and, like, vice versa. You know, of course. But, like, I'm saying that especially for my streaming style, it is, that type of game is just not very good for my stream content. So, yeah, that's it. Damage numbers don't affect viewership, in my opinion. No, it's not a one-to-one, but there's like a confluence of events that add towards one outcome. Does that make sense? So it's not an A equals B. It's like an A, B, C, D, E, F, and G all together equal whatever the letter after that is H's, right? And so does that make sense? So you're saying, yeah, and so that's the thing, and there are a lot of people that think that they understand the way streaming works, and so if I'm going to play a game and I don't think it's good stream content, that doesn't necessarily mean that I think it's a bad game. Like, for example, I think Grand Blue Fantasy is a great game, unless of course they don't kill it before this timer goes off, then it will be a bad game. But I think this is a great game. However, it's not a great stream game. It's just not. I'll do the new raid on stream, sure, yeah, no doubt I'll do that, but otherwise I'm not going to really waste my time on it, because I don't think that viewers can keep up with all the stuff that's going on at the same time. Just say that you don't want backseating. No, I don't. You played many similar games and all of them were massively entertaining? No, I haven't really, actually. I never really played like a very deep RPG like Dragon's Dogma on stream, and it went well. What was the other game that I played like Dragon's Dogma? Witcher 3? Yeah, but I stopped playing that. Elden Ring? Elden Ring isn't anything like Dragon's Dogma. The way that you play Elden Ring is totally different. Yeah, no, yeah, what do you mean? No, that's completely different. How? So there's like, in terms of like the amount of things that a player has to do, Dragon's Monster Hunter, complainers be complaining. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just, see, you guys don't see games the way that I see games, right? Because the way that I see games is I view them through the lens of being a streamer. And so to you, Monster Hunter World and Dragon's Dogma might be similar, but to me as a streamer, I view these games as being completely different. These are totally different games, totally different ways of streaming the game, totally different ways of, like, you know, playing a game on stream like this. It's totally different. So I understand why. Well, let me explain it. So the reason why Monster Hunter works really well is because there's almost no recursive content that you have to do. You go from new monster to new monster to new monster to new monster. You never have to go back and forth. Like, the game is very cinematic in nature. It's easy to tell what's going on. There's not a lot of like other like random shit going on. You don't spend a lot of time in menus. And also keep in mind, what I did whenever we played Monster Hunter is after we ended the stream, I would sometimes go and kill the same boss like 5 times off stream to make sure that I had all the materials, so I didn't have to keep re-killing it on stream, because I thought people wouldn't really want to watch that. So yeah, I would grind it all up off stream, and then I would do the new content on stream. So yeah. If I was just to sit there grinding without a cam for hours, yeah, for me, I think that having a camera on me definitely changes the way that I stream. It totally does. Because, like, whenever I'm, like, this is the way that I play games where I'm not streaming. And that's the gamer power stance, right? That's the way that, you know, gamers are able to do. And I feel like I'm you know, fucking I'm fully mentally activated there, right? But like, whenever I'm sitting up and I'm thinking about, like, this sounds weird, right? But like, I think about how people see me whenever I'm on camera. I think a lot of you guys probably would do the same thing. If you've ever been on camera, you're thinking about the fact that you're on camera, right? Yeah, sure. And so, again, it's like another distraction. Change your thinking style and the way you do things? I can't change the way I think. How can you change the way you think fundamentally? I could maybe take drugs. I could take, like, Adderall. Maybe that would fix it. But that might cause other problems instead. So, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I considered it, actually. Whenever I was younger, and, like, maybe a few years ago, I did actually strongly consider, like, trying to get Adderall or doing drugs because of how my brain worked and how problematic it was for me. But I decided against it. I decided not to do it. And I understand that, like, for a lot of people, and this is kind of weird for me to see this, right? Is that, like, I'll explain myself and then people will try to find, like, a logical gap in my reasoning to prove me wrong. Which is weird, right? Because, like, I'm explaining how I feel about something, and people are telling me that I'm wrong about the way that I feel about it. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? What is this? Like, it's crazy. Can you see the graph with prescribed ADHD in age in children? No, I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Your old off-hour streams cam off was totally fine for those grinding games. I watched the heck out of it. Oh, yeah, for sure. I know some people like that. I mean, like, everybody's gonna like different types of content, right? That's all there is to it. People are too simple-minded, can only see things from their perspective, will never understand. Yeah, I think that's really what it is you have a lot of, like, kind of, I guess you would say, like, simple-minded people that don't understand the context of, like, what I'm saying. It's like you feel much more relaxed knowing your decision in games are more fleshed out instead of streaming trying to make decisions on the fly, where if you take too long, people are whining. Yeah, that sounds really crazy. How are some weirdos mad their favorite streamer isn't the perfect gamer buddy? Yeah, I'm really just like, I don't play a lot of video games, really. Like, I just play, like, I don't play a lot of different games. I play a few games a lot. And so I don't have, like, that general gamer intuition that other people have. Because I haven't played 50 other games. Dark Souls 1 streams are the most entertaining pieces of content on the internet. Thank you for that. Yes, but I want to let you know that if I could go back in time, I would not play Dark Souls. I wish that I never did that. It was awful. I hated that. That was, oh, it was so bad. Like, it was such a bad stream. Like, every day was drama. I took a break from streaming. I hated it. So yeah, I mean, people might act like, oh, it was fun to watch, and I get that, right? And that's the thing, right? Is that, and this is, viewers like watching something like this, but I'm talking like from a personal level, I did not enjoy it. Gotta suffer for our enjoyment? Yeah, I don't really care about I don't really care about going through and like kind of putting myself in a position that I'm uncomfortable with for viewer enjoyment. I just don't really care about that. Like, there's no reason for me to do that anymore, and I don't feel like I'm in the point of my life where I want to do that. And so, yeah, and there's a lot of streamers, like, I feel like a lot of streamers have to do this. I don't feel like I have to do it, and that's about it. Does that mean that you're not going to play Elden Ring DLC? No, of course I'll play it. And I'll play Dragon's Dogma 2 on stream too. For sure. But, like, I will be playing that game, and at the time that that game comes out, I will have already probably finished this one. Sure. So by that point, I'll understand the way the game works. Because, like, Elden Ring was easy for me to pick up because I had already played all the other ones. Does that make sense? You sure Dragon's Dogma 2 on stream is a good idea? Well, I don't know if it is. Maybe I'll play it on stream, and I'll think it's a bad stream game, and I'll play it for maybe 2 days, and I'll stop. Like, it's just a video game after all, you know? It's just a video game. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares? It's just a game.